Hello, and welcome to the Eastern Europe Investment Opportunity presentation by Grant Dennison, Hiro Kaneko, Tasha Knopp, Kent Larson, Donna Light, Satoshi Nagai, Debbie Olson, J.B. Ristori, and Ezekiel Wallace. UXI Corporation is a conglomerate with holdings in chemical, pollution control, pulp and paper, and the frozen food industry. Specific research questions under investigation are: should UXI Corporation invest in Eastern Europe? Which industry holds the best possibility? And should the company expand only with new product offerings, or should it consider installing a new production facility? Our assumption is that there is only enough capital to invest in one industry in one country during the next 3 years. Countries under consideration for investment opportunities are Romania, Eastern Germany, Hungary, Poland, Croatia, Slovenia, Serbia, Bulgaria, Albania, Czech Republic, and Slovakia. Factors analyzed. As you can see from the spreadsheet below, we analyzed the data from the Global Competitive Index and World Bank. In our analysis, we concluded Slovakia, Poland, and Serbia are our top 3 choices for possible investment. This was based on tallying up the negative condition counts for the most important factors for each country. Further analysis conducted eliminated Serbia from possible investment opportunities in Eastern Europe. We based this on the factors of tariff rate at 6% and a negative 2.0% change in freedom from corruption from 2012. Our top 2 countries to research: Slovakia and Poland. Slovakia is located in Central Europe, south of Poland. It is a landlocked country, with most of the country being rugged and mountainous. History of Slovakia. After the dissolution of the Austro-Hungarian Empire at the close of World War I, the Slovaks joined the Czechs to form Czechoslovakia. During the interwar period, Slovak nationalist leaders pushed for autonomy within Czechoslovakia, and in 1939, Slovakia became an independent state allied with Nazi Germany. Following World War II, Czechoslovakia was reconstituted and came under communist rule within Soviet-dominated Eastern Europe. In 1968, an invasion by Warsaw Pact troops ended the efforts of the country's leaders to liberalize communist rule and create socialism with a human face, ushering in a period of repression known as normalization. The peaceful Velvet Revolution swept the Communist Party from power at the end of 1989 and inaugurated a return to democratic rule and a market economy. On January 1, 1993, the country underwent a non-violent Velvet divorce into its 2 national components, Slovakia and the Czech Republic. Slovakia joined both NATO and EU in the spring of 2004 and the Eurozone on January 1, 2009. Slovakia's resources include natural resources and primary industries. Natural resources are brown coal and lignite, small amounts of iron ore, copper and manganese ore, salt, and arable land. Primary industries include metal and metal products, food and beverages, electricity, gas, coke, oil, nuclear fuel, chemicals, man-made fiber, machinery, paper and printing, earthenware and ceramics, transport vehicles, textiles, electrical and optical apparatus, and rubber products. Economic political conditions in Slovakia. The current economic conditions: 5-year GDP growth rate 3.6%. GDP per capita 20,304. Unemployment rate 14.4%. Inflation 4.1%. FDI inflow 2,142.9 in millions. Tariff rate 1.6%. Current political conditions: it's a parliamentary democracy. President is elected by popular vote for a 5-year term, eligible for a second term. Unicameral National Council of the Slovak Republic. It's 150 seats, members elected on the basis of proportional representation to serve 4-year terms. Slovakia's economic development. Slovakia has made significant economic reforms since its separation from the Czech Republic in 1993. Reforms to the taxation, healthcare, pension, and social welfare systems helped Slovakia consolidate its budget and get on track to join the EU in 2004 after a period of relative stagnation in the early and mid-1990s, and to adopt the euro in January 2009. Major privatizations are nearly complete, the banking sector is almost entirely in foreign hands, and the government has helped facilitate a foreign investment boom with business-friendly policies. Slovakia's economic growth exceeded expectations in 2001 to 2008 despite a general European slowdown. Foreign direct investment, especially in the automotive and electronic sectors, fueled much of the growth until 2008. Cheap and skilled labor, low taxes, no dividend taxes, a relatively liberal labor code, and a favorable geographical location are Slovakia's main advantages for foreign investors. The economy contracted 5% in 2009, primarily as a result of smaller inflows of FDI, and reduced demand for Slovakia's exports before rebounding in 2010 to 2011, but growth slowed in 2012 due to weakening external demand. The government of Prime Minister Robert Fico in 2012 implemented tax increases on higher-earning individuals and corporations, effectively scrapping Slovakia's flat tax to help meet budget deficit targets of 4.9% of GDP in 2012 and 3% of GDP in 2013. Our next country researched was Poland, located in Central Europe, east of Germany. History of Poland. Poland regained its independence in 1918, only to be overrun by Germany and the Soviet Union in World War II. It became a Soviet satellite state following the war, but its government was comparatively tolerant and progressive. Labor turmoil in 1980 led to the formation of the independent trade union Solidarity, that over time became a political force with over 10 million members. Free elections in 1989 and 1990 won Solidarity control of the parliament and the presidency, bringing the communist era to a close. A shock therapy program during the early 1990s enabled the country to transform its economy into one of the most robust in Central Europe. Poland joined NATO in 1999 and the European Union in 2004. With its transformation to a democratic, market-oriented country largely completed, Poland is an increasingly active member of Euro-Atlantic organizations. Poland's resources. Natural resources in Poland consist of coal, sulfur, copper, natural gas, silver, lead, salt, amber, and arable land. Primary industries in Poland are machine building, iron and steel, coal mining, chemical, shipbuilding, food processing, glass, beverages, and textiles. Economic political conditions in Poland. Current economic conditions. 5-year GDP growth rate 4.3%. GDP per capita 20,334. Unemployment rate 10.7%. Inflation 4.3%. FDI inflow 15,138.8 in millions. Tariff rate 1.6%. Current political conditions. Republic government. President elected by popular vote for 5-year term, eligible for a second term. Bicameral legislature consists of an upper house, the Senate, 100 seats, members elected by a majority vote on a provincial basis to serve 4-year terms, and a lower house, the Sejm, 460 seats, members elected under a complex system of proportional representation to serve 4-year terms. Poland's economic development. Poland has pursued a policy of economic liberalization since 1990, and Poland's economy was the only one in the European Union to avoid a recession through the 2008-2009 economic downturn. Although EU membership and access to EU structural funds have provided a major boost to the economy since 2004, GDP per capita remains significantly below the EU average, while unemployment continues to exceed the EU average. The government of Prime Minister Donald Tusk steered the Polish economy through the economic downturn by skillfully managing public finances without stifling economic growth, and adopted controversial pension and tax reforms to further shore up public finances. While the Polish economy has performed well over the past 5 years, growth slowed in 2012, in part due to the ongoing economic difficulties in the Eurozone. The key policy challenge is to provide support to the economy through monetary easing, while maintaining the pace of structural fiscal consolidation. Poland's economic performance could improve over the longer term if the country addresses some of the remaining deficiencies in its road and rail infrastructure and its business environment. The privatization of small and medium state-owned companies and a liberal law on establishing new firms has encouraged the development of the private business sector, which has been the main drive for Poland's economic growth. Restructuring and privatization of sensitive sectors, e.g. coal, has also been slow, but recent foreign investments in energy and steel have begun to turn the tide. Recent reforms in healthcare, education, the pension system, and state administration have resulted in larger than expected fiscal pressures. Improving this account deficit and tightening monetary policy with focus on inflation are priorities for the Polish government. Poland has made great economic progress over the last decade and now is ranked 20th worldwide in terms of GDP. The largest component of its economy is the service sector. Country comparison. The primary industries in each country were compared to UXI Corporation's holdings. Each country was attractive based upon these primary industries. In Slovakia, the primary industries included food and beverages, chemicals, paper and printing. In Poland, food processing and chemicals. GDP growth rate in Poland is 4.3% compared to Slovakia at 3.6%. Corporate tax rate between the two countries was 19%. The tariff rate in both countries was 1.6%. The unemployment rate level in Poland is 10.1%, with unemployment levels in Slovakia at 14.4%. Inflation rates are comparable, with Poland being 4.3% and Slovakia at 4.1%. The minus 3% change in freedom from corruption from 2012 in Slovakia is a major deterrent in investment for UXI Corporation. Choice of country to invest, Poland. Poland is our first choice based upon higher GDP, positive change in freedom for corruption, fiscal freedom, and business freedom from 2012, a higher rank in starting a business in Poland, higher rank in doing business in Poland. The primary industries of food processing and chemicals support UXI Corporation's holdings of chemicals and frozen foods. Industry comparison, chemicals. Profitable industry, competitive, 19,000 chemical companies, largely government-owned. New EU policy guidelines will be costly for smaller companies. The food processing industry, underdeveloped emerging market, large growth potential, privately owned, changing consumer behaviors, the number of single and two-person households increasing, people working longer hours, desire for premium and quality goods, increasing retail food spending, premium positioning. Based upon our analysis of the industry comparison, UXI Corporation should invest in the food processing industry. The frozen food industry attractiveness in Poland. As you can see from the pie chart below, the frozen food sector only held 3% of the market share in an 88.1 billion food and drink market industry. It grew by 20.7% to roughly 750 million, expected to surge to 1.3 billion over the next 2 years. Recommendation. Poland has emerged as an important and dynamic market since the country began its transition to democracy and a market-driven economy. It is the strongest economy in Eastern Europe. The country also affords direct access to the EU and markets to the east. The Polish public holds very positive attitudes toward foreign investment. With its well-regarded workforce, proximity to major markets, and political stability, it is an excellent choice. Poland offers better access to trade routes. Therefore, UXI should invest in a new production facility for frozen foods. After our careful analysis, frozen foods is an underdeveloped emerging market with strong growth potential. UXI can increase their competitiveness by establishing a local presence, committing to strong after-sales service and support, and offering pricing and financial terms consistent with customer needs. This concludes our presentation on European investment opportunities. Who has the first question?